Morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back. Today, September 4th, it's about 3:30 in the morning. I just want to share with everyone something this morning. I saw a demonstration maybe about a month ago in reference to our dark side and the power of prayer. If you continuously pray over and over and over again, things will eventually become clear. Although a lot of times when we pray to God, we don't get answers right away. But if you continuously pray over and over, things become clear. So the demonstration involves this bottle, and if you see, the inside of this bottle is all dark liquid. That represents our dark side. And this cap represents our limitations. So we as a human, which is the bottle, have limitations, which is this cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bottle into the sink, and we're going to do a demonstration. So let me put that there. I'm going to turn the camera around so that everybody can see it. And hopefully you folks can all see it now. Okay, so you see the bottle. I'm going to turn the water on. Okay, so now everything inside is dark, which represents our body and our inside. And what I'm going to do, and this clear water represents our prayer. So you see the continuous water running. I'm going to now, as the prayer, as we're praying, I'm going to lift our limitations, which is the cap. And we're going to slowly add our prayer to this. We all go through dark times. I mean, I've had some dark years. I just didn't understand everything that was happening. I'm going to admit it that I'm not a super patient person. I tend to want answers right away and know what's happening and what I can do to solve it. I don't like not being happy and confident about things. It's just not who I am. But when I get down, it takes a lot for me to get back up. If we pray for a sign, which is this, the water is prayer, but just give up because we feel like God's already heard our prayer and He knows what we need, but He hasn't answered. It's kind of like when we were kids in the toy store and we kept asking our mom and dad for toys, but we never got any results. Yeah, it never worked for me either, but you get what I mean. Anyway, that is exactly what's happened to me in the past years. I have prayed and prayed and prayed, but haven't really gotten any results. The answer I thought God would give me, and especially in the time of praying, I thought my problems would be fixed, which was all before 2013. Then in 2013, my cap of limitations was lifted. This is the cap, remember this now, was lifted off the bottle, which is my body. Here is where I will just show you how that worked for me. So basically we all have dark sides, which is what's in the bottle, was in the bottle. We are facing, and we take the limitations off our mind, which was the cap I lifted. Don't limit what He can do, because we have to just trust in the Lord. That sometimes even after we pray and we just give up, and it is often why we get defeated. However, even though nothing has really changed, we just keep praying. That's the prayer, the sign of the prayer, the flowing Lord. Just keep praying and never ever give up praying. And if we do that and devote ourselves completely to the Lord, He will pull us through. The dark times will go away, and we just have to be patient. I know it's hard. Being patient truly is a virtue. But by never ever giving up on prayer, it's going to show you that God will eventually answer all your prayer. And the more we pray, which is this water going into the bottle, one day everything will become clear. You see how clear this is now? That is the power of prayer. Folks, I think that demonstration says it all. If we had a bottle which represents our body, and the bottle, everything was dark on the inside, and the water coming out of the faucet represents the prayer, day after day after day, just keeps adding to the darkness which was in the bottle. Eventually all that prayer has to turn what was dark inside this bottle, which is our body, has to change and become as clear as this water in here. That, folks, is the power of prayer. Good day. Welcome to Take Your Life Back show with Ralf Friedrichs. Here we are a day after Thanksgiving. And you know what amazes me, folks, is that we only give thanks on Thanksgiving. Why not make a commitment with me, my audience, and me? Starting today, we will show thankfulness and gratitude for every day of the year. Because you have to remember, folks, you should be thankful if you have a roof over your head. You should be thankful if you have a family. You should be thankful if you get food into your mouth. That is not just once a year on Thanksgiving. That should be done every single day, and we need to show that we are thankful for that. Let's start together. Let's start today. There are many, many people that have every reason not to be thankful. People that are in jail. People that are in nursing homes and don't get their family visiting them. People that are in homeless shelters. Yet those people still are thankful for what they do have. A person in a homeless shelter is thankful that he has a cot to sleep on, or she has a roof over her head. People in a nursing home are thankful when people like you and me may possibly show up to show them that we do care. We care about our elders. For whatever circumstance, their families aren't coming to visit them as often as they like. Let us show thankfulness. Let us step in as adopted family. For the people in jail who have committed some sort of crime or another, they are still human. They are creatures and creations of God. And yet, they feel all alone. But they should also show thankfulness because they are protected. They are being watched by God and continuously will be out for whatever reason. When they do come out, they'll come out and they will be still children of God, and that they should be thankful for. So let's all start today being thankful, not just on Thanksgiving, but each and every day. Today is declaration number 12 out of the 31 declarations or promises from Joel Osteen that I have said that I would do 31 shows and make declarations for all of them. Today is 12. I declare I am special and extraordinary. I am not average. I have been custom made and I am one of the kind. Of all the things God created, what He is the most proud of is me. I am His masterpiece, His most prized possession. I will keep my head held high, knowing I am a child of the Most High God, made in in His very image. This, folks, is my declaration number 12 for show 12 since I started committing to the 31 promises, 31 declarations. So here we are today. Today is November 29th, and Thanksgiving is past us, but yet, for some of us, we still continuously say thank you, and we continuously show gratitude, and it is my hope and in my prayer that all of us as humans, wherever you might be watching me, whether it's global, nationally or globally, that we continuously show that there is lots of love within all of our hearts. This is a selfish act if you continuously go through life not showing gratitude and not being thankfulness by sharing with others. Whatever you have is through the grace of God, and you need to start sharing that. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point, 1-844-414-8444, www.startingpointmn.com. That's StartingPointMN.com. The MN stands for Minnesota. Dr. Luis Gonzalez has a coaching business where he can turn you into a recovery coach. If you have passion, personality, and professionalism, and you have some sort of addiction, whether it's battling your own, battling with your loved ones, they have an addiction and you're helping them. You are helping battling the worst of the worst, which is drug and alcohol, the epidemic in America and worldwide. Call him, 844-414-8444, and become a recovery coach. If you need coaching for yourself or for a loved one, you're going through a hard time in life right now. Maybe Thanksgiving you finally decided, okay, it's time for me to quit. And you finally took my advice and you said, okay, Ralph, I admit I have a problem. And you reached up to God and you asked for guidance and direction. That is applaudable and 100% perfect for a great start. But you need to come up with a game plan. And Dr. Luis Gonzalez, like myself, we are out here to help you 24 hours at a time, day by day, go forward. And we will help you continuously fight your battle. We will help you lift whatever answers you have for the questions you have on the outside that are already inside those answers to the surface. 844-414-8444. Reach out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez. Reach out to me. Very important that you reach out to me. I need to know, where do you stand today? Do you have an alcohol or drug addiction problem? And if so, do you need help? I need to know, do you have a story you want to share? Because your stories count. Your stories help other people. Text me, 631-599-0218. I had to think about my own texting number. Call me, 844-405-HELP. But you need to get in touch with me. I want to hear from you. I need to hear from you. People like you with stories of their own struggles, their own triumphs, their own concerns. Your stories, your lessons in life will help other people through me. So share with me, and we can keep the name confidential. We can keep you off a video. It could be just a phone interview, just your voice. But you need to get in touch with me. Go to my website, www.clearviews.info, CLEARVIEWS.info. All information. You get the 411 on addiction and recovery. My other website is www.clearreform.com, and that is like Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point. It is also to coach you from addiction to recovery. We are the bridge between the two. Get in touch with me, 844-405-HELP. Today, things will improve when you quit drinking. These are the 5 things that I came up with, and I'd like to discuss them with you. I have talked before about the many reasons to quit drinking alcohol, as well as details on how I stopped drinking alcohol. But I thought it would be interesting to look at how many things will improve after you quit drinking. From my own experience, there are 5 distinctive improvements that you will notice when you remove alcohol from your life. And this can also apply to drugs, so don't narrow it down just to alcohol. I used alcohol as a template because that is my battle each and every day. And these improvements are felt in every area of your life. The first change is how you feel. Think about that. The first change is how you feel. You will note a gradual improvement in your sense of well-being within just a couple of days after quitting. As the alcohol lifts and goes out of your system, you'll start feeling different. You'll also notice that those general aches and pains, or the sense of just feeling lousy that you've had for years, will begin to diminish in each passing week. You will feel healthier on the inside. And the sense of well-being will translate into your physical appearance. Do you remember we always talk about your skin gets coloring? Your eyes, which are the windows of your soul, will become clear as glass. There won't be that redness and that cloudiness. People will be able to look through your windows into your soul again. Because you feel better, you will look healthier and you will feel happier. When you look better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you want to look better. They go hand in hand. The second change is in how you will think. You will begin to have stronger, deeper, and clearer thoughts. And that alcohol fogginess will lift from your mind. You will be able to not only ponder your life as it is today, but have a clearer and more elaborate idea of where you want to go in the future 24 hours at a time. Because you are able to use your mind without alcohol impeding it, you will make a smarter, wiser decision each and every day. You will start thinking about every move that you want to make in life. When we are consumed, or when we are full of alcohol or drugs, No matter what decisions you make, usually they're done very quickly without thinking, and usually they turn out to backfire. Without alcohol and drugs, those decisions will be contemplated by you continuously and constantly and will be a wiser and better decisions. The third change is what you do. You will begin to spend your time worthwhile situations and around people and circumstances that are good for you. You will find yourself seeking out things that you always wanted to do but didn't because alcohol prevented you from doing so. And because of your alcoholism, you were probably spending most of your money on the alcohol itself, so you couldn't even do these things. Your daily life will be more fulfilling as you enjoy doing things and no longer allow activities to be dictated by alcoholism, in this case also drugs. The fourth change is what you say. Can you imagine me doing my over 255 videos that I've done intoxicated? Although my first video probably looks like I was intoxicated because I had no experience in front of a camera and it was a total train wreck, an 8-minute video that I am not very proud of. However, that was the birth of my videos. It was the birth of my radio show. It was the birth of my live interviews. Every place has to start in the beginning, and that was mine. But the fourth change is what you say. You will start to sounding like a more optimistic person, and people will see you as being genuinely confident in yourself and in your future. You will be more complimentary and helpful to others and constantly remark on the positives that you see every single day. The negativity that surrounds those who drink will repulse you because you see yourself what you used to be when you look at that. And you will notice a new commitment to speak in a positive, self-empowering manner. Do you see what I'm saying? You will find pretty much everything to have a bright side to it. There's not a lot of things that will get me to a point where I just lose faith in the situation itself. When I was drinking, everything seemed negative. Not just situations, people, everything around me. They could have been the most positive things, but yet, as an alcoholic, as a drunk, I saw just the negative in those people, in those situations. The fifth change is what you want in life. You will start wanting to be around people and places that bring out the best in everyone, not just you. You will want to take part in helping others, either by volunteering or mentoring, or so that they don't make the same mistakes you did. And that's exactly what I do with these videos. That's exactly what I do with my radio show. I want to volunteer and help you. I want to mentor you because in return, I am helping myself, and I am continuously educating myself about my disease. You will want to improve yourself a little bit each day so you have more to offer to your family, friends, and your loved ones. We just talked about my video being such a train wreck the first time. That is the improvement I'm talking about as you mature as a sober person, as you go through time. You will see the changes. Folks, I don't even count my days anymore, but I can tell you I'm way over 500 days. And you know, when you really think about it, 500 days isn't a lot when you say the number itself. But to a person that's drug addicted, a person that's an alcoholic, 24 hours is a lot. Picture 24 hours times 10, 240 hours, times 100, 2,400 hours, times 500. You're talking about, I've been sober approximately 12,000 hours. I think if that's how the math works. 500 days, let's use that number just to round it off, at 24 hours at a time. I'm thinking about 12,000 hours. Multiply that by the seconds, and you'll be amazed. Again, for some, you might say, well, 12,000 hours, big deal. 1 hour during my prime time drinking seemed like forever. If you have completed 24 hours, I congratulate you. If you have completed a week, I applaud you. And it will get easier and easier each and every day. But it takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of work. It doesn't take just words, it takes actions. It all starts with you. What is your game plan on sobriety? Do you want to feel one of these 5 things? Do you want to feel all of these 5 things? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to be able to actually get up in the morning, not have the hangover, and remember who and what last night? And remember sitting at the Thanksgiving table and sharing your thoughts and praising God. You'll be able to do that with feeling better. Do you want to think better? Do you want to actually think about your future instead of just winging it 24 hours at a time? During my drunken stages, I didn't care about anything but the present time. The present vodka shots in my hand was all I cared about. Thinking back now, I should be ashamed of myself to even talk about it. But I have to bring it to the surface, not just for you, but for me. It is very important that you are aware that the person sitting behind this camera did have a problem. I am not merely just sitting in front of this camera telling you what needs to be done and what should be done. I am telling you from experience, because I was one of the most experienced alcoholics you can imagine. Yet, on the other hand, I wasn't as good in concealing it as I thought. But I needed to drink, I thought I needed to drink 24 hours a day. Who knew? Life can be better without alcohol. Who knows, for you, it will also be better without the drugs. So how you think will totally change, and how you will do things will be tremendously different. When you go to those homeless shelters, and you go to those jails, and you go to the nursing homes, your doing is what I call, what you need to do is action. Your actions will speak louder than words. Your action should include those 3 things I just said about visiting people. Your action should include having a structured program for your recovery, whether it's my methods, AA, treatment center. But that is the do part. And what you say will change. What does that mean? We all know, well, at least the people that are drinkers and drug users, know that we say things almost like shooting from the hip when we're intoxicated. Because you don't have actions or control of your own words, because the alcohol speaks. And more importantly is you don't care what comes out of your mouth. But when you're sober, every single word has a consequence. A 2-minute word or a 2-minute sentence that you might have used, or a 1-minute sentence, could be a 10-year of loss of friendship. What you say impacts each and every person, whether it's good or bad. So what you say is important, and when you're clear-minded, when you're not drinking and you're not doing drugs, that is what counts most. Number 5, what do you want in life? Well, if you wanted to be sober and you have been sober, congratulations. But it doesn't just end there. When I hit rock bottom, I could have just said, okay, I've now reached a year. I'm just going to sit back, but that's not what I want. I want to make sure that I make a difference in life. And through my videos and my radio and my live interviews, I hope and pray that I make a difference, at least 2 people for each show, radio show, or live interview. One of those people is me that I save continuously. And I hope the other person is you. I need to know that I do make a difference for me to successfully, continuously stay sober. My stories, my background, and other people's stories, that's why I count on you folks to get in touch with me so we can share our stories, make a difference in other people's lives. For you folks that are worried about the camera, I don't have to videotape. I've done a couple of radio shows just through the phone. For the couple I've done, the people identified themselves. It does not mean you have to. All I need is your story. And if it makes you feel better, you can give me your story via text, via email. ralf.friedrichs@yahoo.com. Ralf.Friedrichs@yahoo. Send me your story. I will read it. I will not mention your name if you don't want to, but I do need stories. I can do these videos forever. I can go to the Mayo Clinic, get information, the CDC and the FDA, but your stories are real. You are a real person with a real story. Your stories will impact someone out there. Out of my 1,000 viewers, someone will be impacted. I am impacted daily by someone's story, whether it be through my own shows or if I'm on YouTube hearing someone else's story. Daily. So please text me 631-599-0218 or call me 844-405-HELP. Let your story help other people. So these were the 5 things: to feel better, to think better, to do better, to say better, to want better. Things will improve in every area of your life. These 5 improvements just scrape the surface on all the good things you will experience when you stop drinking. The same applies to drugs, of course. And yet, they impact every area of your life, from what you think, say, and do, to what you want and how you feel about your life and your future. Stop drinking alcohol, stop doing drugs today, and see if your life will improve in every way that I mentioned. Call me 844-405-HELP. Text me 631-599-0218. Email me at ralf.friedrichs@yahoo.com. Let me help take your life back. But it all has to start with this: I have a problem. Simple words, yet very, very strong results if you mean it. Because when you mean that and you're ready, all you need to do is reach for your higher power. In my case, it's my God, and ask for guidance and direction. And some people have said to me, well, why do I need to go to God for guidance and direction? Well, let me ask you something, folks. If your life seems to be running in the way you want it, why is it crumbling around you? A higher power, spiritually speaking, is very important. But also a higher power is a 4-letter word: hope. We all need something to hope for. Whether it's, I hope my family loves me. I hope the economy gets better. I hope it doesn't rain. I hope God helps me through my disease of alcoholism and drug addiction. We all need hope. It all starts there. Growing up, I remember going to church every single Sunday. And during my trying years in life, that kind of faded away. Our values as children, what are instilled in us as children, for a lot of reasons disappear as we go our own ways. But isn't it great that I can remember the good things that my parents have done for me as a child? That it's still here at age 53, fresh in my mind. That is why I am a strong believer that role model is very important. What you do in your home reflects your children's life for the rest of their life. Whether it turns out good or bad in their life, they will remember whether their memories are good or bad about you. You need to start shaping up your home by not smoking, drinking, using profanity, or physical abusing, but by adding love, compassion, respect, and emotion. Then no matter what happens when your children leave at 18, if you show them love, respect, emotion, and compassion, they will remember that no matter what happens. This is what I'm trying to tell you folks. No matter how bad my life was between the age of 18 and 51, here at 53 now, almost 2 years, about over 500 days, almost 2 years in recovery, I remember the good things about my parents, to go into the church days, to help around the house on Saturdays, the family get-togethers. Those are things that will stick in your child's mind forever, as much as they're sticking in my mind right now at the age of 53. But can you imagine if my mother and my father would have smoked and drank and used profanity or physically abused each other? And we as children saw that. Here I sit at 53 and I would remember that. But I only remember good. And that's what you need to do for your children, is you need to structure them to be identical to you, which hopefully is good. Send them on their way at 18 with only positive results, positive memories. And let's just say today, you say, Ralph, well, my kids are 10 and 11 and I've been nothing but a bad role model. Change. It is never, ever too late to change. But first ask yourself, why have you been a bad role model? Is it because you're drinking? Is it because of your drug abuse? And if those questions are answered with a yes, eliminate that first. A lot of the role model, the better role modelship, will fall into place by itself. Eliminate the alcohol and the drugs by admitting you have a problem and by reaching out to God for guidance and direction. Because as soon as you do that, within a few days, you're going to start feeling better. Then further down the road, you'll start thinking better. Then further down the road, you'll start doing better. This is where the role model comes in effect. Then further down the road, you'll be saying better. You'll be approaching everything cautiously, because what you say can be very drastic on the listener. And as time goes on, you'll want better. So you will become a better role model automatically with the elimination of alcohol and drugs in your life. I want everybody to understand something here, because I don't want to be misunderstood. It's okay. It's never okay to do any sort of drugs. But I do have to say this. If you want to drink some sort of alcohol, if it's a sociable drink, although I won't do it, does not mean you can't. The difference between you and me is that I have a problem. I cannot stop with one drink. I need to continuously drink until I'm drunk. I will never ever pick up another drink for that reason alone. And my commitment to my God. Never ever. I am even afraid to even try NyQuil. Anything with alcohol in it. I love eating herring with sour cream and onions, and I went to Stop and Shop the other day. And all they offered, they didn't have the sour cream one, is the wine, herring and wine. I will not even touch that. I will not be tempted by any sort of alcohol. Not because my mind isn't strong enough. But I am not going to test how strong my mind is by adding anything into my body with alcohol. For me, it works that way. For me, my videotapes work. For me, my live interview works. For me, my radio show works. You will find out as you continuously battle each and every day with your sobriety what works best for you. For some people, AA works. And I think I put it in the most easiest way I can think of why AA didn't work for me. And I don't want anybody to be offended by this, and I hope you're not. This is just me saying this. I feel that the AA, an hour and a half or so a day, doesn't or didn't work for me because I needed to be actively involved with my whatever methods I used to battle my addiction. Because I am a go-getter in life, and I personally felt, and I don't want anybody to be upset or offended by this, this is just me, I am not a sheep that follows a shepherd. I am not a salmon that swims the same direction sometimes in life. I am someone that needs to be creative and be hands-on in my own recovery. I needed to pull my sleeves up and not read out of a book on how to live life in sobriety, but to invent and create different methods. And here I sit before you, and here I'm telling you, it has come to a point where thousands watch me. Not because of my good looks, because I'm not good looking. It's because of the method that I have created. The method of hands-on. The method of when you go out and you help others that have drug and alcohol issues, you help yourself. When you speak to others about drugs and alcohol issues, you speak to yourself. My preparations for these videos each and every day, 3 hours before, hour during, 3 hours after. You have to figure 7 hours at least, just for the videos, of continuous education for myself for alcoholism. Then I have the texting from people in the emails and the websites. Now over 15 websites globally have put my videos or some of my videos on their websites as either entertainment or educational. I would hope more educational because I don't find myself entertaining at all. I find myself sometimes to lack a lot of experience. However, I am becoming better. But you know what? It's not how I look. It's not how I speak. Maybe if I can't pronounce the word. It is the message I'm sending you, and I'm sending you a message of hope today. I'm sending you a message of you can feel better today. You can think better today. You can do better today. You can say better today. You can want more in life today. And it all starts with elimination of alcohol and drugs in your life totally. That is my message. I can't say it any clearer than that. But it starts with you. Let me help take your life back. Call me, 844-405-HELP. Text me, 631-599-0218. Email your story to me at ralf.friedrichs@yahoo.com. Let us all become soldiers on the war on drugs and alcoholism. I need you as much as I need a video about alcoholism. Because your stories create these videos. Your stories create radio shows. Your stories create interviews. We all need to come together. We are all a team. Picture this. As a Marine, I never went into any sort of, let's just say, training combat without having a team, a platoon with me. Because it took all Marines to fight a war. Well, the same applies to drug addiction and alcoholism. I cannot fight this alone. I can fight this alone for me alone. But I cannot fight for everyone. We all have to pretend like we're going to war. And that pretending is a realistic thought because fighting alcoholism and drug addiction is a war. That disease is out there and it engulfs millions. Help me fight. Folks, I want to thank each and every one again for coming. And I want you to all remember the declaration that I read, day 12, and I'm going to read of Joel Osteen, 31 Promises to Make Through Your Life, and today's promise or declaration number 12 for my 12th show since I made the commitment. I declare I am special and extraordinary. I am not average. I have been custom made. I am one of a kind. Of all things God created, what he has and most proud of is in me, and that applies to you also and to whoever else. I am his masterpiece, his most prized possession, I will keep my head held high, knowing I am a child of the Most High God, made in His very image. This, folks, is my declaration number 12. We still have, 19 declarations to go. These declarations are based on 31 promises by Joel Osteen to make through your lifetime. What this declaration pretty much is saying is that God created you in the way you are. You are His most prized possession. You are a masterpiece. When God created us and we were born, we as humans sometimes just went the wrong fork in the road. But it is what comes towards the end that's the most important. When I walked, instead of going the right road, I walked to the addiction side. I eventually curved back in and came back to the right road. Turning back in before death is what saves you. Because once the expiration date has come for you, it's too late to change. So if you have walked the wrong side of the road, drug addiction or alcoholism, start turning. Move to your left and start turning. And eventually you'll end up on the right road. Doesn't happen real quick. It takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment, but you can do it. And I'll be waiting here for you with any phone call, any text, any email to help you do it. I want to help take your life back. Folks, let the sunshine into your heart and your home, and you will get nothing but positive results. Today we have a sunny day here in the Hamptons, Long Island, New York, and it is absolutely gorgeous looking through the window, yet it's cold. But let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, and you will get those positive results. If you're sitting in jail watching me, you're in a nursing home, you're in a homeless shelter, and you feel as if nothing is going right in your life, and people have come to say to you, you're worth nothing, you're no good, you're a loser. Folks, I'm here to tell you, I care for you. If I could personally meet you, I'd shake your hand and give you a hug. But I can't because I don't know who you are watching me. But if you want to reach out to me, I will make sure what I can do, whatever it takes, whether you're a mile down the road or 1,000 miles away, to help you. If you need anything, try to contact me. I have many connections for people that can supply things. But it all takes you to reach out to me because I don't know who you are. Everyone knows who I am when they watch the video because I'm one person behind the camera. But I don't know where you're sitting. I don't know what jail cell, what facility you're in. I don't know what homeless shelter you're in. I don't know what nursing home you're in. And sitting alone waiting for your family to come visit. But you know where I am. Pick up a phone. 844-405-HELP. Pick up your cell phone. Text me, 631-599-0218. Email me, ralf.friedrichs@yahoo. And I promise you from deep within my heart, I will get back to you if I don't answer the phone or the text right away or the email. Remember, a sober today makes for a better tomorrow. That I promise you. But it all starts with you. Let today be the first day of your new life. Folks, have a great day. Have a thankful day. Have a lot of gratitude towards others. And remember, most importantly, have a sober day. And God bless you. Hello, folks. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I just want to share my story with my situation back in 1981 in the United States Marine Corps. I was sitting in a chapel during boot camp, and a chaplain tapped me on the shoulder and asked me to come into his quiet room. As I was walking into his quiet room, I had no idea what he wanted from me. It was then that God was setting my life in motion. So the chaplain sat me down and he says, Ralph, I've noticed that you like to help people, you motivate people, you're always walking around with a smile. And I wanted to know, and this is the chaplain saying this to me, I wanted to know, Ralph, would you like to volunteer and become a lay leader? And of course, I had no idea what a lay leader was. So he explained to me what a lay leader was. It's somebody that is a liaison between the recruits and the chaplain. So when the recruits have issues, problems, or anything like that, they go to the lay leader, and they go to the chaplain as the lay leader to let the chaplain know of the situations that are happening. It was then in 1981 that God already had a plan for me, and what when there from that point on was that God realized that no matter how long it would take for me to achieve what God already knew what was going to happen to me, He would let me go down into the worst extremes in life. So from 1981 as a lay leader, and I'm going to show you the medal now with a lay leader, the front and the back. This is the back of the medal, and then the front looks like this. So in 1981, at Paris Island, South Carolina, when I became a lay leader, God already had my life set in motion. But again, He wanted me to set my own course in life. So I went down the years and the course of my life, and did some of the worst things possible to my own body through alcoholism. God already said to Himself, well, I'm going to wait for Ralph to get close to hitting rock bottom. So from 1981 until 2011, which is 30 years, God came to me again and He said, Ralph, are you ready to continue helping other people? That's when I formed Mastic Beach Outreach 2011, and what that was is for older people and mentally and physically challenged people, that my wife and I would help them by giving them clothing, food, possibly, like in one case, tires for someone's car. And so God said, okay, he is getting better, but he's still not ready to do what I really wanted him to do. So in 2011, I continued my alcoholism to the point of 10 to 15 shots a day. As time went further, 2 years down the road, it became worse and worse with my alcoholism. In 2013, God finally put His big hand on my head and says, are you ready now? That is when I hit rock bottom. June 22nd, 2013, I reached out and I finally admit that I had an alcohol problem. It was then when God lifted me up and set my life in motion for today, September 2nd, 2014. So from 2013 until 2014, I continue educating myself and you, others, through my websites, through my videos on how to battle with addiction. And God saw this, and He said to Himself, Ralph is still continuing helping people. So in between 2013 and 2014, as time was going by, and I proved to God that I was really reforming myself, that God introduced me to Dr. Luis Gonzalez. I had been toying with the idea about becoming a substance abuse counselor until I ran into an article about recovery coaching. So I thought it was very ironic that God had planted Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point, that's StartingPointMN.com, 844-414-844, into my life. Dr. Luis Gonzalez gave me the educational programming to turn me into a recovery coach. So while I was training for Dr. Luis Gonzalez to become a recovery coach, and today, my father comes from South Carolina to visit, and we're looking at my shrine, which my wife calls a shrine, which is all my Marine Corps ribbons and medals. And my father asked me, Ralph, what is this medal for? What is this particular medal for? And I then said to myself, here's where it all came together. I finally realized what that medal stood for and how it influenced me in my life. It was back in 1981 that God knew already that I would eventually, towards the middle or 60% of my life, be out to help other people, to continuously help people, to motivate people, to coach people. So it was from 1981 to 2011 that I ran my life to the ragged ends, to the pit of the worst. And then from 2011 to 2013, even worse than that. And then June 22nd, 2013, finally helped myself up with the grace of God, and in 2014 became an addiction recovery coach. And all that epiphany came to me due to my father asked me what this stood for. This particular silver medal, when he asked me that, it all finally came together, that God had bigger and better plans for me. And this is what I'm telling you, folks. There is a plan for you. No matter what the plan might be, you don't know what it is, but there is a plan for you. It's just a matter of you figuring it out. So why don't you let me help take your life back? Thank you. God bless you, and have a sober day.